Hello, Revive and Thrive women. How is everybody doing? Happy Tuesday. I'm so happy to be here. I feel like I haven't connected with you all in a week or so, and I miss coming on here. So it's so nice to be here. If you are here with me live, go ahead and put in the comments and let me know. For those of you who are new to the Revive and Thrive Women Facebook page, welcome. There's quite a few of you who have joined in the last couple weeks, and I'm really happy to have you here. So let me know you're here. Say hi. My name is Cassandra. I am the founder of Revive and Thrive Women, and I come in here almost weekly to do live trainings and connect with you all, answer questions that my community has asked of me. And I'm just very happy that you're here. If you have been on a live stream with me before, say hi, let me know you're here as well. And we'll dive into what I wanted to talk about today, which is carving your own path in corporate. This has been a theme that continues to come up with my clients. And also I'm hearing a lot of buzz around this theme. So I wanted to speak on it and give some advice if that's something that you're interested in doing. And if you do want to carve your own path and be the driver of your career. So I'll get into that in just a moment. But first of all, I just wanted to connect, give you all a little bit of an update with me, since some of you do know that I haven't been on in a week or so. I've had some personal things come up. I have a very good friend who, unfortunately, her family has suffered a really big trauma, and I have been supporting her in the hospital for the last couple weeks. And so I've been scaling back on some of the things, including coming on live so that I can support her. And that experience has really changed me. It's really changed me in a lot of ways. And it's also kind of reignited this fire that I've always had within me around the importance of health. I feel so strongly that our health is the number one most important thing, our mental health, our physical health, our emotional health. And so many of us take it for granted. And we really sacrifice our health for our jobs and the work that we do. And this experience that I have witnessed has really reminded me the importance of family, the importance of health. And so, yeah, it's been definitely a tragedy. And I've been happy to be able to support my friend in that way. So I am sorry for the weeks that I haven't been on. And today I'm really excited to go through this little training. So let's dive in. So what do I mean by carving your own path in corporate? So a little background on me, for those of you who are new to my world, I was in the corporate world for almost 10 years. I was a vice president in corporate for almost 4 years. And then I retired from corporate in 2022 to start my own company, Revive and Thrive Women. And it's almost been 1 year of that journey. So March is a huge celebration for me. I've had a great success with the Revive and Thrive business. I've served over 20 clients. I've generated over $85,000 in revenue. And I've really been able to write a new story for myself that I never would have believed was possible even just 2 years ago. And I've really been able to prove a lot of the stories that I had wrong, which I love doing. And I've talked about that a little bit on some of these trainings I do, where we have these stories that we believe and beliefs that we have that sometimes aren't even our beliefs. We've just been hearing certain things for so long, like you have to work hard to make money and you have to work 40 hours a week to get paid. And like, there's so many things that we've heard that we really start to believe in. And when I created my own business, I knew that the structure of that business was going to be very different from what I experienced in corporate. A big catalyst to me leaving corporate and starting my own company was me having my daughter. Being a new mom, I did not want to have to be away from my daughter for 40 hours a week. And so it's been really amazing for me to see what's possible. And I hope to inspire a lot of you as well to see what's possible. And I love hearing stories of women really carving their own path in their career, breaking out of the box that we've put ourselves in and finding out what's possible. And I've been doing that for myself this past year. So a lot of celebration there. So, back to what I mean when I say carving out your own path in corporate, I don't necessarily mean, a lot of us tie our workplace success to our titles and how quickly we climb the corporate ladder. And that's not necessarily what I'm speaking to today. There's nothing wrong with that if that's what you want. When I was in my 20s, that's what I wanted. I had my sights really set on achieving the vice president title. That was my goal for a very long time. And I had my sights set on that title. And I did climb and I did achieve that title. And when I was a vice president of corporate, I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed the leadership that it came with. I really enjoyed the ability to learn new skills, to sit at the table with very powerful people. And again, things changed and my values changed as I went into a new season of my life. Being a mother, I realized that, 7 a.m. conference calls, running a sales team wasn't exactly the vibe I was going for at that time. And so I, again, took the driver's seat and had my sights set on business ownership. And so I did that. And so I have always been a woman who decides what I want to do, and then I go do it. And that is what I mean by carving your own path in corporate. A lot of the corporate structure is very boxy. And so we have to ask ourselves, is this the type of structure that I want to be in? The good thing is that there are so many companies now that are more flexible and creating a workspace that is mother friendly, woman friendly, like very people friendly. We have 4-day work weeks. We have different things that weren't available to us even just 5 years ago. So I do see the corporate structure changing, and a lot of my clients have pivoted into different companies or roles that support their values more. And that's what I mean by carving your own path, is that you are deciding what you want and then you are going after it, instead of just allowing your career to happen to you, which is sometimes the cycle that we get into. It's like day after day grind. We, are moving sideways, then maybe we get a promotion that we don't really want, but we're not really in the driver's seat. So I'm curious to know if you're here live, if any of this is landing with you, and if you've been curious around navigating your career in a different way than maybe you've done in the past few years. I think a lot of us just got through such an incredibly hard time, very traumatic experience with the pandemic, and many of us started to really think about, how do we want to be spending this precious time that we have? And is what we're doing in our work aligned with what we want in our life? And is it possible to have a career that is in alignment and supports the dream life that we want? And I say yes. And that's what I teach my clients to do. And so the reason that I'm bringing this up today is because, again, this has come up as a theme a lot in the work that I do with my clients. And I'm also going to be offering a free training this week all around salary negotiation, which I think is a big part of this theme. Many of you obviously go through salary negotiations when you're hired, reviews maybe every year, maybe every quarter, depending on the company that you work for and depending how often you ask. And I think that part of carving your own path in corporate is taking ownership over the amount of money that you receive. And that might be triggering for some of you, because maybe you've always thought that it's just something that's given to you and you don't have a lot of say in the money that you make, the promotions that you get, the bonuses that you receive. And I am here to offer you a different mindset around that, and to get curious around what's possible. There are some really interesting stats that just came out in 2023, a new study around the gender pay gap and women negotiating in corporate. As most of you probably know, there is still a gender pay gap. So women earn 81 cents for every $1 that men earn. And there's also a lot of research that shows that women are a lot less likely to negotiate their salary or ask for promotions when compared to men, about 30% less likely. There's also a lot of studies that show that women have a fear around any reaction they might receive in asking for higher compensation. And maybe some of you can resonate with some of these statistics. Maybe you felt that yourself. I definitely have when I was younger in corporate, and I really had to work through that. But the first time that I went in to ask for a promotion and ask for a raise, I was so anxious that I started to cry in my CEO's office. And I just told this story on my personal page on Facebook. So you can follow me and go listen to that story if you would like. But it was a pretty embarrassing moment for me. And it made me realize that there was a lot of inner work that needed to be done. And I got really curious around my own limiting beliefs around receiving a bonus, and also why I was so uncomfortable in that situation. Like, why did it bring me to tears to sit in front of my CEO and ask for a raise? Why was that moment so uncomfortable for me that was the response? And so I did a lot of work around that for a long time. And then I continued to practice the art of salary negotiation, and I got really good at it. And I was able to scale my salary in corporate. When I started, I was making around 65,000 as a cold caller. So I would literally call 200 people a day and attempt to set them up for appointments for the president of the company. And then I grew my role in that company to director of operations, and then trainer, and then vice president of operations. And I also grew my salary from around 65K to over 200,000. So I have a lot of experience in sitting down at the table, talking about raises, compensation, promotion. And I am a believer that you get to have a say in that. A lot of the clients that I work with, they don't feel as if they have a say in the money they receive. And what we have found through the work that we do together is that they are able to bring these things up and declare what they want and receive that. And that's been really amazing for me to see in my clients. So this week coming up, I am going to be hosting a free training on Thursday at 5 p.m. Pacific. And the training is called How to Negotiate Your Salary Every Year with Zero Anxiety. This training is going to be incredibly helpful for you if you are a woman who gets nervous when you are talking about money with your boss. If you are somebody who knows that your skill sets have developed vastly, but your compensation hasn't really grown with that, and you would like to have a conversation with your company around that, but you don't know how to approach that topic, come to the training and learn. And this is also a really good training if you want to learn how to negotiate your salary on the front end. So when you are hired at a company, it's typically the very best time to negotiate salary, because different companies have different protocols when it comes to reviews. So some companies, there isn't a lot of negotiation available when it comes to annual reviews. Some companies there are, but when you get the job and land the job, that's the time where you really go all in when you're negotiating what your compensation is going to be. So maybe you're somebody who knows that in the near future, or even maybe a year out, you're going to be shifting from one company to the next, one role to the next, and you're going to approach that conversation, and you want to have the tools to be able to do so in a confident way. Definitely come to this training. The other thing that I want to say around this is that there are so many other things that will happen for you in your life when you learn how to negotiate your salary. The negotiation of salary theme is a hot one. It's also like a very easy scenario to envision and teach these things for, and it's going to apply to so much more than just that. When you become a woman who feels comfortable negotiating your salary and having these conversations that can sometimes be uncomfortable, you're also going to become a woman who is confident in the conversations that are uncomfortable at home. You are going to learn how to ask for the things that you need and ask for the things that you want, and then get those things, which is very simple and very difficult. How many of us know that we need a little more support at home, but we don't ask for it because there's some mom guilt, or there's some story saying we would do it better? I'm thinking of myself right now because I fall into this trap sometimes too, when I know that I need to distribute the household chores with my hubby, but I'm like, I do that better, so I'll just take on everything, and then I burn out, and like that can be a cycle, right? So it's a practice for me still to really declare what I need, what I want, feel confident in that, no narrative around me doing it better, or no guilt. And when that is the approach, my life is much more smooth. There is support that I receive from my partner because I asked in a confident way. So again, like the salary negotiation topic is what I'm going to be talking about on Thursday, and know that when that skill is developed, it's going to apply to all areas of your life. You are also going to be a woman who can go into meetings that you have at work feeling very confident, feeling very grounded, and feeling very calm. So if you're somebody who goes into work meetings feeling a little bit anxious, a little bit indecisive, like you're not really sure if you should go over this or this, and you don't have a lot of clarity, this is going to be a training that supports you in having those things, which are really, really, really important for you to have if you want to be a woman who carves her own way in corporate, right? Carves her own path in corporate. So all of this is related. These trainings that I offer every few months are my favorite things to do. I love connecting with you in this way. I love coming on here and going live and seeing you in the comments and chatting with you this way as well. But I also I think it's the corporate geek in me that just loves a good PowerPoint with things that I know are going to help. And maybe some of you can relate to that. I love making a deck. It's my favorite. And the feedback that I get from these trainings is always really amazing. It's definitely facilitator is definitely one of my geniuses facilitating these types of speaking events. And again, the skill of public speaking was something that I cultivated in corporate when I learned how to negotiate my salary, because if you can go into a situation like that and speak in a way that's clear, then you can go speak in a way that's clear when you're doing other things. And so now one of my favorite things to do is come live and speak with you all. So anyways, I am going to put the link, I'll actually do this now, in the comments of this video live, so that you have access to sign up. If you cannot come Thursday at 5 p.m. Pacific, still register, because you will get sent the replay video that will be available for a few days. So don't worry if you can't come that time, although I would prioritize it because it's going to be really amazing. So here is the link for you all. I'm putting it in the comments now. You can click on that link, enter your email, and you will get the emails with the information. The link to the actual webinar room is going to be sent out the day of the training on Thursday, about 15 minutes before. So you'll get that link and you can click on it and go right into the webinar room. There's already around 50 women that have signed up. So I'm very excited to share this information with as many women as I can. The art of negotiation, especially when it comes to salary, is not something that we're taught in school. It's not something that we're taught at work. And so I really think that there's a gap there, especially for women, and that shows in some of the statistics that I referenced earlier today. So anyways, that is that. I look forward to seeing you all on Thursday. If you have any questions at all, let me know. And I will come on here next week to go through some questions that I have received. The other thing I will say about this training, because typically for those of you who are part of this community, you're probably used to me coming in every week and answering questions. I get so many questions from Instagram, TikTok, Facebook that come through the DMs, and every single week I take time, I go live and I answer the questions for all of you so that you get a free coaching session essentially every single week. So this question of how to negotiate your salary comes up so often. I had a TikTok video a couple of weeks ago that went viral. If you're not following me at TikTok, my name is @ThriveWithCass. Also on Instagram is @ThriveWithCass. And it was a public speaking video. In the video, I kind of offhand mentioned negotiations of salaries, and it blew up. I had 97 comments, 17 people asking questions about negotiating their salary. And I really understood at that point, wow, this is really something that people need. These are skill sets that people don't have. And there's a desire to develop this skill, which is why I created this training that I'm going to be doing this week. So anyways, that's all I'll say for now. It was so good to see all of you, and I will see you soon. And let me know if you have any questions. Okay, bye-bye.